Alright, so winter, zone 7A, fixing up these grape trellises, gonna do a little pruning, try to reestablish these vines. Alright, getting my grapevine trellises ready. As you can tell, I already got the new posts concreted in, using a different, thicker wire this time. It's about a 4 mil thick. So I did run out of these little rope clips, so 4 of them ran off of these. The rest of them I buy the wire sleeves or ferrules, or being such a thick wire, these are very, very hard to crimp. I don't have a tool, I'm just using a pair of snips. So that's all I did on one side. On the other side, I just have a turnbuckle. I wish I would have put a little bit more, threads through it. You do want them loose because eventually you're going to pull these 4x4s in. As you can tell, the old Grape kit I got off of Amazon is just not up to par. It's super thin, it's cracking, there's all the coatings coming off. This is a much thicker, durable coating, so that'll last a lot longer. So this station was the ladyfinger that was fake. So we do have a new Grape coming in. Gonna amend this here soon. The middle row, we have a Lakemont on the left, and we have a Somerset on the right. In the back left, we have a Flame Seedless or Reliance, I can't remember. And then I have one more Flame and one more Reliance coming this year, which they should be here sometime in March or April. So I prefer to plant these in the fall, but not every company does that. So as you can tell, I'm gonna clip these up. So we're gonna go ahead and do our pruning. It's middle of January. It's been like 20 degrees. For some reason, zone 7A, we have 3 days of 60-degree weather. It's 66 right now. So we're just gonna have one single trunk coming up and branch it off into a couple cordons or canes. We're not doing a spur pruning, we're doing cane pruning. So I'm gonna try to get it to where it's as straight as possible up it, and then we have 2 lines on each row, one going each direction with anywhere from 6 to 8 actual spurs on them. 6 to 8 actual bud sites on the cane, so that way we'll have tons of grapes this year. You sort of got to find the right balance for these, because as you tighten this one gets slack. So you have to just sort of get it to where they're both decent, get the weight on it, and then make your adjustments. So on this Somerset, first of all, you can see there's 2 trunks coming out of the ground. We don't want that. So this older trunk is going to be the main. We're gonna cut that one out. But I'm gonna leave me an emergency right now, just in case I break something. That will be cut out down to a note or 2 at the bottom. But just in case for some reason I snap this, I want to be able to have something for an emergency while I'm pruning. You can tell these are all tied up into each other. So I do not like this. We're gonna do something drastic. This is putting a lot of weight, it's crazy growing. So we had a tornado a couple years ago. It threw a tree right on this trellis system, pulled the poles in. So these have grown on a droopy system. I don't like how that's coming up. So I am going to leave something on the bottom just to get grapes this year, but I think I'm going to try to work that. I think I'm going to start over. I think I'm going to cut it right there, use this to continue as my trunk. This one, there's a lot of good fruiting wood on that top, but the same thing, it curls out all crazy. I could probably make it, but for cleanliness, I think I want this to be my new cane. I'm going to cut all that off, I think. I'm going to look around a little more and see what I like, but I'm pretty sure I'm cutting it on one of those 2 lowers, even though we have all this great cane wood. So this is the madness I got going. Now, I will cut that off. Alright, so I left this, as you can tell, it's going to be touching, but I don't have enough to touch the top trellis. So once it grows, I'll be able to pull this away, and when these shoots grow up, I'll be able to attach that to the top trellis. That is going to be a much straighter uniform trunk. It's gonna be a lot nicer. Now this one, I'm greedy. It's the worst part about gardening is having greed. I want to get grapes this year. So I'm leaving this to do it. In the long run, it may take another year or so to establish this trunk, but that's all right. We'll establish it this year. We'll get grapes this year, cut all this out, and then hopefully the next year we'll already have some canes coming off of this trunk that will give us grapes the next year. So good chance we may not be out of Lake Monts. Now the Somersets, I just left, again, greed, you shouldn't do this. I left the second trunk coming up just to give me grapes on this left corridor, because there is nothing between these two on the first line. So that'll take up some of that space, give me some grapes. And then I don't see a good way other than to keep this curly branch, other than to keep this curling trunk. So that'll give me grapes. It's coming up. I'm going to snip this part down. I probably would get grapes, but I think I'm going to snip this part. And then if anything, that'll branch off and be able to give me a top line, or this hopefully can straighten up, but I can cut it here and that'll be my trunk all the way up. We'll see. I have that Y split. I don't like Y splits, but we have the Y split right there. We're gonna have a little bit of grapes on the left, a little bit of grapes on the right. As you can tell, we have all the paper bark wood for our trunk, so that's well established. Then we have the last year's growth coming off of it. So now in reality, this part probably should have came off into canes. Now in reality, that's probably a second year. This should have came off these canes into spurs and had 2 bud spurs, 3 bud spurs. That's where you would have got your grapes. Off of each stem, like right here. That would have been your grapes. I didn't have it established that way, so we're gonna just hope this will work as my cane and give me grapes out of these buds. We'll see. If that tall up and down didn't work, I could probably see a good part right here. Cut this off, and then as this grows, this will be my left, that'll be my right, something like that. But we'll just see how it happens. I don't have anything other than pruning off the dead, which we have another 2 months of stupid cold. I don't even think we've hit single digits a couple times, but we got a couple more months of crazy winter. We haven't had no ice storms or nothing yet. That's all coming. So I don't want to prune off the small baby stuff, because if I cut it lower, then that's the next part that's going to die in the next freeze. So we'll prune this up in a month or two. Nothing really to, other than main training. This year's focus will be getting that trunk to the second line. We may have some side growth enough to make canes for the next year, but we'll just have to see how this year goes.